Hello and welcome to the Wren Den. I'm Wren, this is the Den, and today we're going to talk a little bit about my trip to the Northwest Winter Wool Festival. So the Northwest Winter Wool Festival is held in Blackpool at the Norbrick Castle Hotel. I don't know if that's every year, it was this year, and we hadn't been before. I think it's been going for at least a couple of years, but yeah, we hadn't been to it last year. Really enjoyed it. It was so nice. Everyone there was so lovely. Like, we had so many really nice conversations with people, like about their art, about their work, about like just, you know, yarn in general and just enjoying things. There was so many incredible yarn dyers and artisans and people with amazing ideas and really cool themes to their work. There was just, I mean, it's not the place to go if you don't want to spend any money on yarn right now. I spent quite a lot of money on yarn, but it was really good fun. I think we'll definitely try and go again next year. I bought quite a lot in the end. We were doing so well. So it was small enough. It was about 3 or maybe 4 aisles that the attempt was we were going to do a pass of everything and then go back and buy the things that we particularly liked, because like I did have some things on my shopping list and I didn't want to like buy the first, for example, sparkly red yarn that I saw and then see another one that I prefer the colorway of, or, you know. So we had a reasonable amount of success at that. I did buy some things on the first pass, but no yarn. We only bought yarn on the second pass because the stuff like patterns and etc., and you'll see, is kind of more obviously more unique to every store. There was a couple of things that more than one person had, but they were all sort of similar prices, whereas the yarn, obviously that specific yarn is going to be unique, but there are going to be a lot of things that do that are going in the same direction, because there's just such a concentration of dyers, and like, you know, they're going to come at the same thing from different directions and have different takes on different colors and things like that. So I bought a few things on the first pass, and in the second pass I was like, so I've probably got budget left to buy maybe like 4 to 6 skeins of yarn. Spoilers, but there's 9 on this table. So, yeah, that got completely blown out of the water. I am sort of banning myself from buying or even looking at yarn if we go to textile, because I feel saturated now. But yeah, it was so amazing and everyone was really nice, and it was a good level of like people being there. This is always my sort of bugbear with like shows and festivals, obviously, because I'm autistic. I am kind of always very aware of like the density of people and the noise and how much in the way you feel. And first of all, the aisles were really nice and wide, so there was plenty of room to get round people, to move out of the way. Like, that was not a problem. And then yeah, it was like a really nice level of people where there was plenty of people about, but you never felt particularly in the way. Yeah, so it made for a really nice atmosphere and people really kind of like chatting as well. So that was really good fun. So let's dive into what I actually got. Now, I'm going to do this in a slightly pedantic order, I guess. I'm going to go by, because the aisles on the floor plan, the show map, which you'll be able to find online, but yeah, I don't know where my copy is to show you, but you'll be able to find it online, has all of the stalls listed. Like, every row is a letter and then every stall on that row is a number, so it's really easy to navigate the map. And I'm kind of going to use that map to guide, because we did a bit of a like sporadic here and there, and I always like there to be sense to the order, so I'm going to do it in the order in which they were laid out in the show, because yeah, I think that makes the most sense. So first of all was Attic Spin Dye. So I got a few things from there. I got this, sorry, this is going to be a bit crinkly. This is the most crinkly of everything. Not this, obviously, but this is a really lovely kind of sea and kind of mud flats is what it makes me think of. Just that really nice sort of coastal shades. Superwash merino and nylon. 100 grams of sock yarn. This was in the sale bucket, and this was like probably the last thing I bought at the show. I just couldn't resist. And it goes really nicely with another yarn that I bought later on that I'll show you. So yeah, that was really cute. And then they also had, so crinkly, these, where's the reflection? These 4-ply balls, which I really liked. I mean, possibly lots of people do these, I'm not sure, but at the risk of crinkling more, I'm going to show you a little bit closer. They basically, it's just little balls of 4-ply or sock yarn, and I really like the idea for like colour work and being able to kind of use lots of little bits for like picking out a design without having to commit to buying like a whole skein for this one little piece of work. I think that's a really nice way of doing it. And there's lots of variety in the one bag, so I was really pleased with that. I thought that was really cool. And then also from Attic's bin dye, and again this is a little bit crinkly, I got this. Now this is I'm actually going to get it out of the bag to show you. Hold please while I crinkle some more. We walked in and I was like, I'm obsessed with this. And then I didn't buy it straight away, and then I went back because I was worried. I went back like mid our first pass because I was suddenly worried that they would sell out of the green, and I really like the green. So it's a matte, it's a kind of, I presume it's faux leather. It's sort of a suede-y texture, but it's got, okay, that I presume, no, I've confused myself. It's that way around. But yeah, it's a stand for your pattern, and then it comes with this wooden ruler that's magnetic to the stand. So you can move it up and down, obviously use it to pin the pattern to the board, although also it does come with these little ones for little magnets for pinning the pattern. But then you can move the ruler down every row. So I just thought it was absolutely amazing for colour work. The hardest thing is just keep staying on the right line on the chart. So yeah, I thought that was absolutely genius. Really nice object. It's got a really nice texture, and that just closes up inside of there. And I really loved it, so I bought it. Then the next one was this really gorgeous yarn. There's going to be a lot of really gorgeous yarn, but this is from the Dye Shack. This is called Hades. They also had Hades and Persephone, which was kind of less, like the colours seemed like more in sections, and I couldn't justify buying both because they were so similar. But I really couldn't decide for a long time which one to get, and I picked this one in the end. So this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, sock yarn, from the Dye Shack. Did I say that? Anyway, it is. And it's just like, again, it's just that kind of gorgeous ocean colours with just the sun coming through, and yeah, I really love that. I don't have a firm plan. I have a couple of ideas for what to do with this. All else fails, it will become socks. But I really want to think about like a way of showing off this colorway that's really cool. So I'm going to have a think about that. And then I bought this yarn from the Curious Knitter, which is really lovely. So she travels a lot, and she makes or dyes yarn inspired by her travels, which is such a cool idea. So this is the Laos colorway. It's called Tuk Tuk, and this I will make up into a friend. I will make up into a present. It is sock yarn. It's the merino nylon mix, but obviously because I'm always a bit wary making like hand wash stuff for people for presents because it's just a bit more maintenance. So I don't know if this will end up being socks or if this will end up being like a cowly scarfy thing. But I think, yeah, it's a really nice colorway, and the theme is perfect because I want to gift it to someone who does some traveling. So, and then I also picked up this scarf pattern from Carrie Symes Crochet. I thought it was so clever. So let me see how close I can get. So basically it's a scarf, it's a crochet scarf. You make it in these panels, these kind of like wide sort of like XL bookmark style panels. And then you can either just crochet straight onto the next panel, or you can give it these little ties on the end, and then you can tie panel to panel to panel. And that means that you can change the length of the scarf. And like she specifically designs patterns that are sort of for using up yarn that I don't know what to do with, or like the ends of yarn. So I thought this would be such a cool way to use up because like a pair of socks is never 100 grams of yarn, unless you did like really long socks and really sort of like, you'd have to be very confident in how much you were going to need. Anyway, like yarn chicken, I don't want to play that. But this is a really nice, the textures on the panels are really nice, and the stitches that she's used, and I just thought it was such a good way of using up all of those little odds and ends in a way that it's kind of supposed to be sort of mismatched and multicolored. So I picked that up. I thought that was a really cool idea, and I would love to, once I've made some more socks and have more gubbins to use up, that's definitely something I would like to try. Next, I picked up this pattern from Kath Andrews Designs. Now, if you watched my like video about all the yarn shows that are happening this year and the like craft shows that are happening this year, you might have heard me mention Kath Andrews because she actually designed the like exclusive pattern for the Northwest Winter Wool Festival. So I really wanted to buy something of hers because I thought it was really cool, and the pattern that she designed was really cool. So this is kind of like a leaf shawl, which I really, really love the texture of. I was kind of prevaricating between like 2 or 3 of her designs, and I thought this is the one that I'm probably most likely to make out of all of those. And yeah, I've got some really good yarn that I would love to try it with. So we're starting to get kind of into spoilers territory for, like, none of these things are in their final form in terms of gifting, except for the one that I'm about to show you. So if you are my partner, please skip ahead a couple minutes for this next one. But we simply could not resist buying a kit to make Harold Fatmas, who is a chunky little mouse. I mean, he's a chunky big mouse. The thing was like this big. It's knitted, obviously. The colorways are very nice, sort of like kind of subtle trans colors. So we love that. But yeah, he had the one that was the example one. There was another mouse that was next to him that was skinnier. And then Harold was so round. And like he was stuffed so much that his head looked really, really tiny. And we were just absolutely obsessed. So that is, in fact, this might have already been gifted by the time this video comes out. So maybe I do need to worry about spoilers after all. But yes, we absolutely could not resist Harold Fatmas. Oh, and sorry, I got too overwhelmed by Harold Fatmas. I didn't give you any of the useful details. The kit is from Lucy Locketland, and they've got a bunch of really cool and fun kits, so check them out. And then from Utree Yarncraft, I got 2 skeins, splashing out, of this absolutely gorgeous, I mean, this is very me. Look at it in this room. This is very me. Really, really beautiful. Again, it's the merino nylon mix, 4-ply. And my plan is to make this with it, because this is like perfect kind of woodlandy colours, and I think that will be really nice. So really looking forward to that. I think like it was the firmest plan that I have for any of the yarn that I bought is making that scarf. But there are a couple more, as you will see. But yeah, I felt very sort of decadent buying 2 skeins, but it's going to make the pattern. It's what you need for the pattern. So, and it was cool to know that as I was buying it, so it sort of became a shopping list. But yeah, that's so exactly my vibe, and I really can't wait to use it. Okay, spoiler warning again for the next one. If you are a friend of mine, skip ahead a couple minutes, because you have been warned. I bought these 2 really nice skeins from Yarn Unique. They are both, again, they've got that merino nylon. There's a little bit of lurex in it as well. Don't know what that does. They're both starry sock yarns. I'm a little bit worried that they might be DK instead of like sock weight. It doesn't specifically say 4-ply on them, but that won't ruin. They'll just be like fuzzier socks. And again, I've got that thing of like, these are going to be hand wash only. Is that too much faff to gift someone? So what I might end up doing is making them into cowls or hats or something like that. I need to have a little bit of a think about that. But yeah, the colorways are perfect for the gifts I want to do. So really, really pleased with those. There was a couple of contenders as I was going around for this very specific idea I had in my head. And I really wanted to get them both either from the same stall or like from the same like sub theme group on a stall so that they really are kind of complementary. And yeah, managed to, and that worked out. Next, I got another pattern. This is from Angela Gardner. She's the one who has that geode shawl that if you've been to literally any craft or yarn show, I feel like you will have seen. It's absolutely incredible. And I've been looking at this shawl for like every single time we come across her at a show. I've been looking at this shawl. So I am finally in possession of the pattern, which is very exciting. And my plan is to use this and another yarn, which is the Attic spin dye, and another yarn that I will show you in a second for that, and it not be quite that kind of white and blue thing, but it's be a sort of much kind of stormier vibe, basically. In fact, the next one, so the Wolchemist, I got these two gorgeous yarns, again, sock weight, merino nylon mix, 4-ply, absolutely stunning. This one's got those sparkles in it. This one came in, I was going to say plain, it's hardly plain, but like unsparkled and sparkled. And I was really torn between the two, but I decided to get one sparkly one and one not sparkly one. These are inspired by Twilight. This was, I forget what she said, if it was a sock subscription or a advent calendar. I think it might have been an advent calendar from either last year or the year before, whenever it was Twilight's 20th anniversary. And she did the theme of this, I think, advent calendar was the Twilight vampire covens. So this one is the Denali coven, and this one is the Egyptian coven. But also this one is kind of a very subtle, well, it's not subtle rainbow, but it's kind of very like naturally toned, which I really like. There's even like, there's a little bit of greenish in the middle just to make it kind of rainbowy. So I definitely want to make those into socks for myself and have some gay little socks, because I think that'll be great. And then the plan for this is to use it with this to make this. And really kind of just like play with those sort of sea tones, basically. And it'd be a really subtle difference between the blue and the white, and the way that that is going to be like even remotely distinguishable is that this one is not sparkly and this one is. So I have to decide which way around I want to do that. I'm not 100% sure that I have enough, because I know it's 100 grams and then 520 grams, which is 100. So this should be exactly enough to make this scarf. We shall see. But yes, really, I really like those together. I think they make a really nice. This one's kind of proper stormy and this one's like a muddy coastline. But yeah, these two were from the Wolchemist. Just really love all of her stuff. Like seriously, check out her store, because there was some really, really gorgeous stuff in there and it's definitely worth having a look. And then another store that I spent a long time at was Tanya Bentham's. I think her store was called Opus Angelicanum, which is the name of one of her other books. These are at the moment out of print. I think she said she was going to get some more in hopefully soon, and she really kindly signed it for me as well. It's basically the kind of laid and couched work from like used by medieval embroiderers. So like, for example, in the Bayeux Tapestry. I'm not going to show you the inside because you should check it out yourself if you're interested in this sort of thing. But it's a style I really, really love. And she also sells like kits and designs, and I really, really loved them as well. But I sort of want to, you know me, I hate following like a pattern to the letter. I will always mess with it in some way. So that's what I'm going to do, basically. I'm going to hodgepodge some stuff from this and definitely not make something that she would approve of, because it's not going to be historically accurate. It's just going to be a kind of riff, but we'll go with it. And then from a stall called For the Love of Yarn, I picked up this Woodland Doodle card deck. Now, I've never seen these before, and then like 3 people at the show had these, so I don't know if they're new or I just live in a hole. Sorry if you can hear Boots, she's being incredibly noisy. But basically it's cards of colourwork designs. This one is woodland themed, and I was absolutely obsessed. I really, really couldn't pick which ones that I really liked, so we've ended up with that. And then for this next one, look away if you are my mum. I will put a timestamp or something for when it's safe to come back. But I bought this Northern Lights sock pattern from Rosie's Moments. Is that true? Yes, couldn't find it on my list. The color, honestly, she had a sample of this done up, and this picture does not do it justice. It's a really nice, rich. I mean, this is the blue in that picture to give you a sense of it, and then this is the Northern Lights yarn to make the pattern on the leg of the sock. It's a really cool design. It has a certain amount of kind of personal meaning to me and my mum, and yeah, I'm really excited to make these for her. And then I was going to say this is the last thing that I got, but actually I've just remembered that I did get one more thing that I've already put into use. So talked about this and then I'll go and find that. So this is another sort of expansion pack for these doodle packs. Come in like there's like a basic one and then like seasons, and then the rest of them are expansion packs, but I do what I want. So I've started with the expansion packs. This Alaska one has got like whales and mountains and a moose and all sorts of things that are very much my vibe in it. So couldn't resist. I bought that from Botanical Yarn, but I think this was at For the Love of Yarn as well, and I just decided to buy only one, and then my resolve wavered when I realised that other people were also selling them and I was going to have to encounter them multiple times. And then actually lastly, I got these sock blanks from, I thought, so it says Little Lycac on the show map, and I thought that was a typo, but all of their branding also says Little Lycac, but the whole stall is purple. So I feel like it's supposed to be Little Lilac. Anyway, it's a husband and wife team. She dyes the yarn, he makes the blanks for like socks and mittens and things. I got small because I wasn't 100% sure what would be right from what I'm making, and I don't want to stretch them too much. But they were very reasonably priced and they're very nice, and I will definitely buy some more if I need to make different sizes. I'm only showing you this side because I've got a sock on the upper side. I had another sock on the side, this empty side, but I've just taken it off to show you. Now I haven't like blocked this. I've only had it in there overnight, just to kind of like storage and like try it out. And I really, really like, it's such a better shape than it was yesterday. So even just without kind of like hardcore blocking anything, just kind of having a sock shaper I think might be a good method. But yes, very, very pleased. So we saw these really early on, and then I thought, well, we'll see, you know, what the kind of prices and quality are, what people have got for sock blanks. Keep saying sock blanks, I mean like blockers, sock blockers. And really no one else was selling them. We saw some that people were using them for display, but yeah, I was surprised that there weren't more people selling them. So anyway, got those, pleased with that. And yeah, that's it. I'm sorry if there was more cat screaming in this one than normal. Everyone seems very upset, so I'm going to have to go and attend to whatever that is. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. We'd definitely recommend the Northwest Winter Wool Festival. It was such a lovely day, and I will definitely be going back next year if I can. It was really lovely. I got loads of really nice stuff, talked to loads of people. I just got really hyped about making stuff, which is always really like, yes, obviously there's capitalism, but it's just, yeah, the good shows are the ones where you come back feeling like really buzzed to make stuff, and that's definitely one of these. So with all that said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it has inspired you. I will try to put the links to as many of the shops as I can in the description. Sometimes I look them up after filming and it turns out that people don't have websites or whatever, but I'll see what I can do, and I'll list everyone that I can, so you can check out their shops, because all of these like I mean there's not enough money in the world to buy all of the nice yarn in the world, but I certainly made a good effort. But yeah, that's that. Now I've got to find homes for all of this stuff, but that's my problem. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next project.